if anybody watched UFC 300 this week, if you didn't, you missed out. It was billed as one of the greatest cards ever. Lived up to the hype. But, man, the greatest knockout I've ever seen. I think boxing or UFC, that was Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje. That was the greatest knockout I think I've ever seen. And it was just, you got to realize, knockouts is all about when you do it and how you do it, when you do it. If you're going to say the greatest knockout, it's got to be one punch. It can't be a combination. And somebody's got to be out cold and the circumstances. So whether you are a UFC fan or not, I'm going to paint a picture for you. You got this guy, Justin Gaethje. He holds a belt that's only been around for a couple years called the BMF. Stands for bad motherfucker. I don't know if it's with an A or ER, but it should be an A. It should be bad motherfucker. It shouldn't be fucker. That doesn't hit the same. It should be bad motherfucker. So hopefully that's what it is. So he's got this belt. He won it against Dustin Poirier a few months ago. And he knocked Dustin Poirier out, right? So who's also a bad motherfucker? Dustin Poirier. And so he gets the belt. He's fighting this guy, Max Holloway. Max Holloway goes up in weight. Justin Gaethje does not have to take this fight. He really has nothing to gain from it. It's not, because he's the one taking the risk. Because anytime fighters, when they go up in weight, they're always viewed as the underdog. So Justin Gaethje was the favorite for this fight. A lot of people was talking about Max Holloway might get hurt in this fight, even though Max Holloway's never been knocked out in his life. In this fight, they just started throwing from round one. And you got to realize UFC's a little different because they might not be throwing hands, but they're throwing leg kicks. And you see these legs just getting swolled up and bruised, and you can tell when somebody's legs are going out. So Justin Gaethje, his nose gets broken at the end of the first round. So now he can't really breathe out of his nose. A lot of people's nose gets broken. They're done. They're one more good punch to the face, they're going down. He fights 3 rounds, the next 3 rounds with this broken nose. That's just gushing. Then his face is just getting pieced up, right? On the other hand, Justin Gaethje's hitting Holloway with these leg kicks. You can hear him. Watow, watow, watow. So his legs are getting all bruised up. But Max Holloway's clearly won the fight. There's about 10 seconds left in round 5, the last round. Max Holloway, all he has to do, fall back, and he's the champ. Or he's going to take the BMF belt, and he can coast, which most people would do, which I would have probably did. This dude, he goes like this and points to the center of the ring. And he's done this before. Points to the center of the ring. Let's go. All of a sudden, him and Justin Gaethje start throwing haymakers for 9 seconds. Like, they're just swinging. 1 second left in the fight. Holloway connects. Gaethje goes limp. Face first, down, knocked out. 1 second left in the fight. Not the round, the fight. And the guy was winning. He didn't have to do that. Knocked him out. Cold. They need to show videos. And if I don't have a big UFC fan base on my podcast, but if anybody could tag this, they need to get videos of and splice together different bars all over the country, because they started showing fighters' reactions to this knockout. I wish they would go to all the Hooters, the Bombshells, every sports bar out there, and I want to see people's reaction when that happened live, because I was at my comedy show, and I bought it, and I brought my laptop, and I paused it. So my reaction was organic in the moment, but it came probably 20 minutes after it happened, because I got off stage, and then I started watching the fight. When I went on stage, the fight was about 30 seconds in. So anyways, my reaction was organic, but I was like, oh, my God. That was unbelievable. And side note, not only does that happen, the guy that wraps the belt around Max Holloway, Mark Coleman, his story's unreal. He was a former UFC heavyweight champ back in the day when it first started. A couple months ago, his dog wakes him up, and he's staying at his mom and dad's house. It's on fire. He pulls his mom and dad out of the fire, saves their lives, and then he goes back in for the dog that saved everybody's life, couldn't save the dog's life, smoke inhalation, almost dies, comes out of it, and Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje both said, we want Mark Coleman to wrap the belt around us because he's a real bad motherfucker. And I'm like, so the UFC obliges Dana White. They bring Mark Coleman out. He gets to wrap the belt around Max Holloway. And it was just like, it's why people watch boxing and people watch UFC for moments like that. Watch Dana White's post-fight press conference. Dana White usually, he's pretty matter of fact. He'll have people like, why would you say that? He was so fired up and animated, and they wanted to talk about that fight. And he said, he goes, I'm in the business of giving people holy shit moments. And that was a holy shit moment.